Hello, it looks like we are on, and welcome to day 5 of our daily chat. I am here and I'm going to be here every single day. So for those of you who seem to watch later, because it looks like I get some views later on, so I guess people just kind of catch it when their schedule allows, and that's cool. That's cool. At least you're watching, so I appreciate that. And we kind of started over yesterday in terms of getting organized, and I try to give people a little bit of time to get in. I was prepared today too. These last couple of days I was running around and we'd be getting here just as it starts, but I definitely want to get my vibration going in the right direction at all, or keeping it going in the right direction at all times. It's looking a little dark. Let me adjust my light there. Yeah, see. And maybe a little closer actually this time around. And see, it brings a little shadow there behind me. So don't know. Let's try the lighting on the natural light as well. Let's see if that helps. Yep, that's it. It's the natural light. It needs a little more natural light than the artificial light. So that's the thing. And welcome. So we are going to give people a little bit more time. So I guess while I do this, let me do my usual and let Turner's Church know we are up and live as well. If people want to join in, they can. So let me do my usual, because once I come live, actually, I can actually confirm the channel. That's why I do this, just to make sure that we have the right channel so that everybody can join in and be a part if they want to be. We are now live. Join us. Say we. It's going to be we, and it's the ancestors are here. So even if it's just me and the ancestors are here. And that's a good thing. So. Sign into Google, YouTube, Hangouts, using any of your Google email accounts. Attach. And share. All right, so I am here. Whoever is my one viewer, I'm always just going to assume that's Dina. And you know the drill. If it is Dina, if it's not Dina, and it's somebody new tuning in to watch, or whomever, if you want to chat on Turner's Church, there is a little chat box in the right-hand corner. I'm looking at their screen right now. And if you want to chat there, since I cannot see any other chat, I actually found out that I can activate a chat, but it will be for the people in the room. So I will start doing that when there's more people to activate a chat for. So today we are going to, let me see, it says chat. Let's see. Yeah, so my little chat box is there now. But that is for, I think, the people in this room, so I'm not going to worry about that. But if anybody who is watching wants to chat for future reference or just for now, you can chat with me on Turner's Church by putting in your information, and I'll be able to see it there. It'll pop up on the screen because I keep the Turner's Church screen up as well so that I can see you. Let's see what other little housekeeping information. Subscribe to the channel if you don't already know that. I'm not saying that for the people who might already know these things. Obviously, I'm just saying this just to kind of get that and like and subscribe and things. I mean, I'm going to start putting stuff up on this channel because now I'm using it. So that's a good thing. Going to be doing some mental health stuff with the group that I am a part of, again, on Turner's Church. If you don't know about Turner's Church, turnerschurch.com. It's not church. It's not Turner's Church. Oh, look, there is Sharissa. I don't know if you meant to come on, Sharissa, but guess what? I can see you. So if you are meaning to come on, you just like, oh, she got blowed up. Now she done clicked off, but it's okay. I can see Sharissa. If she you can if you want to be on. Oh, okay. I can see you and you can see me. All right. So usually I am on. Some of the dedicated ones is Dina, and that might be her in the back. And Kim has been on. She hasn't been here. She wasn't here yesterday. I don't know if she'll be here today. So, and you. So welcome. How, can you hear me? All right. And one thing too, people who don't recognize, I know sometimes this eats into your minutes. If this is your regular phone, you know, you can get free Wi-Fi at the Starbucks and at the library and at the McDonald's. Go someplace where you, if it's something that's gonna chew on your minutes, go somewhere where it ain't gonna chew on your minutes, and just use your headphones. So that's just something too. So I'm just saying hi. I can see you, Sharissa. Now you can tell me how to pronounce your name or what you want to be called.
Oh, you said it correctly. My name is Sharissa.
Okay, Sharissa. So, yeah. So I just get kind of doing some basic things. I don't know if you've seen any of the previous videos, but one of the things I'm just kind of letting people know, you know, how things work when they kind of come on the page. So welcome. I'm glad to see you. And she's just being quiet. Is there a delay? Because I'm talking to you.
Okay, cool. I'm just here, just seeing what's going on.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So the first thing that we usually try to do now, staying organized, and because I realize people watch this later, is that we kind of go over, or at least I give you my interpretation of what I thought of today's lesson with Javon. And today's lesson, and I wrote it on, when you see me looking at the screen, that's because I'm looking at the screen behind me, which I wrote on my big monitor rather. So Javon's lesson for today, and he always has a interesting title to it because we are in 21 days of horny. So, oh, wait a minute. I said I was going to start at 10 after. So let me just talk a little bit, just to give people a chance to get in as if anybody else is going to show up or not. But I've been starting at 10 after. But yeah, we're going to go into Javon's lesson. That's usually what we do in terms of a review. And then we co-create, do some sort of co-create topic, and I'll talk more about that when we start. And then we're going to have a topic of the day. I just started figuring we have a topic of the day. That way we just kind of stay on point. And again, now being mindful that people are watching this later, they can see that we're kind of following some sort of thing. We've been doing it for an hour and a half, but I'm going to just stick with that. I wasn't going to go more. I was going to go less if people wanted to end in at 45 minutes or even an hour. It's, you know, people can just let me know how they want to do it. But I've been going an hour and a half because, you know, you're just talking about life, and hopefully you can just share some of the wisdom you have. All right.
Right.
So first thing is Javon's topic for today, which was today's topic. His title was Talk to the Pussy or the Dick the Right Way. And he was just kind of talking about one of the analogies that he gave, and it was really good. He gave two really good analogies today. He talked about Duke and how, you know, he's predicting in the future, obviously being a North Carolina fan, he's predicting that eventually the HBCU are going to eventually be Duke. But he was just talking about sometimes, and they, you know, in the past, what's happened is that Duke has had this momentum. First of all, they had the momentum because they do have a history of winning. But one of the other things that Duke did was that Duke did their research. Duke did their homework. So Duke had a little bit of a knowledge of the players. So sometimes whenever the players would come out, they would say the players' names and kind of throw them off their game when they were on the free throw line. And just those types of things in terms of, you know, applying the way I'm applying it to this is just they knew how to handle the momentum when they had it in their power. He also talked about Donald Trump and black people having momentum, but us not knowing how to use it. So of course the white people were saying Donald Trump was going to win, and the black people were just worried, what if Donald Trump wins, or rather, what if Hillary loses, which is saying the same thing, but we don't really recognize that. So that was just.
I knew he was gonna win. Period. Anyway, once Bernie Sanders got out, I just knew it.
Yeah. I think that's the whole thing. That's what he's saying. Like deep down inside, a lot of black people knew he was going to win, and we don't even understand the power that we have behind that. You know, that is the momentum. And he said that one time. He said, and that's always stayed with me. And I've repeated it a couple of times here when he said that black people are the masters of momentum, but we don't know how to use it. So in that way, even when we're saying something like
well, I totally think that's right, because anything. Yes, because I feel like anything that's hot.
I think you are breaking up just a little bit.
It's popping. Okay. It's not.
And that's the thing. That's the thing about momentum, and it's us learning how to understand momentum as well. So that's the thing.
Exactly.
When we think that when we were thinking already in the back of our minds, what if Hillary loses? We were also giving momentum to the white people who were saying all in on Donald Trump winning. And we know that a lot.
Yeah, I wanted Donald Trump to win.
Yeah, I think that it was a good change. That was the day, and I kind of gave that testimony, for lack of a better word, right now. But I think when he said that day that Javon gave the whole thing and saying that we should be saying thank you, Trump, and I love you, Trump. And obviously you might not way now, but it's true in the sense that you might just, not really have to worry about it in terms of just submitting to, especially for black people, because no president has done anything for us. So just not being worried about it.
Exactly. And we have never really truly been affected since, since I say the time of Martin Luther King, what a president really does for us, because really, truly, they forget all about us and we just go through life spending the money that they give us, spending it up and not investing into our own people. So it really don't affect us at all as a mass race. I feel like.
Yeah. And that's the thing. And that was one of the things, because when I told my story, I said that I was kind of depressed after the, and I meditate and all that kind of stuff, but I felt a little bit depressed after Donald Trump got elected. And it was that day that I heard Javon give that thing and was just like, some of y'all need to be saying, I love you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump. And I said that. I was like, I love you, Donald Trump. Thank you, Donald Trump, even if I didn't mean it. But it is. Since that day, I haven't felt bad. It just stopped it for me, because it brought me back to the realization that it really didn't matter in a way. For me, that was how I interpreted it. It didn't matter whether it was Donald Trump, Barack Obama, all the ones that have been in office, the other 42, 3, whatever that's been in office, hasn't mattered. It didn't matter for me. It didn't matter for my mama. It didn't matter for my grandmama, grandparents, rather, great grandparents. It just didn't matter.
Exactly.
So that was a good thing.
But I do like one thing that Donald Trump brings to the forefront. He brings the races that, our grandparents knew. And that's the races that I like. I don't like the races that you don't know who the fuck he is and he doing some shit behind your back. I want the motherfucker to be like, you a fucking nigger and I hate you. I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Cool, that's your opinion. Like, good for you.
Because when I was in, a lot of the people either that I work, whether it been college or military or whatever and stuff, all of the subtle races, they do the little microaggressions and do all that little subtle racism. Maybe, how they talk when they want to stay saying something and they're going to make it.
It's an underdig. It's an underdig. It's like they saying it, but then they back up off of it and then want to justify it with some bullshit.
Exactly. So sometimes it's true. You just want the ones, come on out and just call me a nigga. Just say you want to say nigga and all of those types.
Right.
You can't hide no more. And the thing about it now, especially with the way that he's been so blatant, is that they can never kind of go back from this. You can't never,
Oh no.
undo this stuff that you're doing right now. So it's, you know, it's been a blessing in disguise. And see, and that's the thing, you and I and a whole bunch of people, a lot of us blue dotted line or people who are in that squad and all those types of things, we getting that. We just realize, you know, it just doesn't matter in that sense. Or those things that we thought mattered don't matter, you know, and hopefully we can get more people in that whole mindset.
I think because a lot of people don't know that they are not a part of this nation, especially Black people. They think that since Lincoln gave us our so-called freedom, which he really didn't, he just made us a different type of slave. You know what I'm saying? He made us, instead of being a slave of a certain person, now we're a slave of the whole country.
Right. Exactly.
So, and I think once people realize that and get that in their mind, like, this country doesn't do anything for me, so I might as well do what the fuck I want to do, because they're going to do what the hell they want to do anyway. And I think that a lot of Black people, we play by the rules so much and then get mad when it don't work for us, when the white people don't even play by the rules that they set to give to us.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And the thing about it as well is that, and you know, and I was saying this the other day about Black people not being stopped, but that we need to stop even saying that we all one. You know, we like to say that, oh, we all one people and race is a construct. I'm like, no, y'all need to be realistic in terms of racism is global. They have done an excellent job of making you hate race, Black people all over the world. Every single culture has some word for nigger. Every other culture. You can go there and specifically they know some sort of word for nigger for Black people. Every culture, you know, and across the board.
But they don't have 10,000 words for kite and shit, or for a Jew. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is that, you know, I think also it's just not racist on racism, because Black people, we're so intelligent when we really put our mind to something, that they have to give us this racist bullshit to fight and to bring down our grandparents and our history, because then we can overthrow them just with one thought in the mind, one combinance of one mind, and we can fucking just take it out the water. But I think, like, a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we I'm this kind of person, I'm a Christian and I'm a Moor and I'm a this and I'm a that. Nigga, you melanated. Let's get together and put our money together and let's do something for these kids so they don't have to deal with the systemic racism. I think that's the only true racism out there, is systemic. You know what I'm saying? Because I give two fucks about a white person calling me a nigga, I'm going to beat your motherfucking ass, depending on the day.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well, in terms of really, and I like that the young people particularly, and I know you said you're like 26 or something like that. So you're who I consider young people, 30 and under, not us ones over 30, probably over 35, definitely not us. But you know, they're willing to stand up and address the immediate racism. Like, yeah, don't call me no nigga because I'm gonna whoop your ass. And I'm just like, do you handle that? Because that's the way that should be. But I understanding that there's a system of racism that we are dealing with.
I think because that was the way I was raised. When I was little, I had this woman call me a nigger and I saw my mama beat her ass. So that's the way I took that. Like, okay, somebody call you that shit, you beat their ass, like, point blank, period. But the older I get, it's that I feel sorry for them. You know what I'm saying? The more I come into my wisdom, I feel more sorry, because you will never get the jewel of what God really has planned for the entire world, because you so fixated on this racism, when you got the elites and people like, you know, that's really running the show and got their hands in everything. So, and then to think that it's not no Black people in the elites, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All different kind of racists in the elites. Right. I think it's all because only person that I feel like that can truly oppress a Black person is another Black person. A white person wouldn't have fucking thought of this shit like this. You know what I'm saying? Maybe slavery, but after, like, you know, all the mass incarceration, all the music and everything else, the food, everything else is to close our pineal glands and to make us stupid and to make us not care about anything and just want to go ahead and put a Band-Aid on it, which could be drinking weed, drugs, shopping, or whatever. We so quick to put a band-aid on our feelings instead of dealing with them. And so you can go ahead and get that mental help. Like, okay, if I can deal with my own thoughts, I can fucking deal with anything. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's one of the things that I got from Javon class. Like fuck the, you know what I'm saying, the co-creation and all that, and you know what I'm saying, the manifesting things. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. The real thing is the mental health is that I got from these lessons, is that I can never thank him enough, because I was a person that was depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, like, I had, like, for me to journey into meeting him was you know what I'm saying, a good pivotal point in my journey, because I was already doing a lot of the things that he was talking about. And then just to put it like, damn, somebody else get it. And so I'm not out here alone and thinking that I'm crazy, because I used to get anxiety so bad I'd throw up. Like I'd be somewhere like distraught, like if anything happened to me. And now, like, I can go through anything, and I'm probably going through one of the tough periods in my life, but I understand that this is a lesson and it's all gonna make me stronger, you know, as a person. I just wish I had this information at 12, how far I've been. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the good thing about now trying to teach the children about it. That's why a lot of people have kind of been like, you know, immediately took to it. That's the one thing that I also liked about it, because certainly coming from the counseling and the psychology field, I was always doing things. How do we break through to Black people? You know, and then when I just kind of came across this thing, like everybody in some indirect way, but it was always meant to be.
Right.
You found it or whatever, stuff like that. It was just like, this dude is doing this crazy, like bears and bubbles, and he's cussing, and he's, you know, he's just screaming and yelling and fussy and all those types of things. And this is the thing that's working, you know. And I was just like, but that's kind of what we needed, because truth be told, it really does speak to us in a way that we
need the love and hip hop drama of it. See, that's what we need. We need the love and hip hop drama of it, because we so fixated on bullshit. Nothing else real can get through, because you so fixated on bullshit. Like, no conversation with anybody my age that's, you know what I'm saying, that's not on the same mindset. And it's not really that many people in my town, you know what I'm saying, that's about this life, about this Black power, about, you know what I'm saying, this Black love, because I live in Indiana. It's very diverse. Like, you know, you have, you know, a very diverse area, you know what I'm saying, all over Indiana. So everybody, like, when the Black Lives Matter came out, everybody was screaming, all lives matter. Everywhere I went, and that was like pissing me off to the 10th degree, because it was mostly Black people in my town that was like, all lives matter. That's some bullshit. I'm like, y'all fucking dumb, ignorant sons of bitches. Like, do you know that's just the antithesis of Black Lives Matter? It's not a real movement. It's just an opposite of something else. So it don't have no real, you know what I'm saying, standing on it. Yeah. So I just stopped talking about it.
Yeah, and it's one of the things in terms of a lot of what they've done, and I've been saying this as well, about the way we've been conditioned and programmed and brainwashed, and conditioned and programmed and brainwashed, and conditioned and programmed and brainwashed, that we really are kind of Captain Nigga Save a Hoe. So every time any white person does it, we don't want the white people to feel bad. So even if we do think but you know, with all the stuff we seeing, we want to make sure we kind of sugarcoat it for the white people. So here it is, we watching people, Black people get murdered, but we got to give it to the white people in a nice way. Make sure you put some sugar on top of it. Make sure you don't hurt their feelings. Make sure you say something like, oh, but I know, you know, there's some white people, there's some good white people. Not all cops are bad. No, you know, they get us saying all of these things, and we say it. We are the parrots, we are the puppets that are saying all this stuff, you know, and it's just crazy. You know, and that's the whole thing. And it's one of the things. It's literally like it pushes a button in our head when we have to do anything that's adverse to white people. It's like we are conditioned and brainwashed to save white people, even if it's to save their feelings. And those are the types of things that are in us.
It's because I think it's the fact that we've been raped for so many years. Like they raped our bodies, they raped our mind, they rape our food. You know what I'm saying? They rape everything. Right? They rape everything. So now you got this feeling like you in love with the captor. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? The person that's depressing you, you in love with them. So you defending them
Hmm.
to get off the like really mentally get off the plantation. Like we've been physically off for a while, but we need to mentally get off the plantation. And I feel like a lot of us, it starts with the mental health, and none of us, we so prideful for no fucking reason.
Hmm.
Like there's no reason why we have this much pride
Yeah.
to ask for help and genuinely take it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's true. There's an aspect of pride in it, but sometimes it's just when you have been stuck for so long, when you have been broken for so long, when you have been hurt for so long, those types of things also, you have told yourself a particular story in your head that says, I am not going to ask for help. I'm not going to reach out if somebody's trying to help me. I'm going to be skeptical. I'm going to be suspicious. Those types of things also come play, us never asking for help, and especially when it's family. We're not going to ask from family because we love these people the most, and they cut us, like a knife. That's a lot of times what happens too. So a lot of times when the people that you love the most hurt you the worst, a lot of times definitely is nobody else getting in. So you're already putting your bricks up, building your wall up, and you gotta peek from behind it because it's still there. You ain't break it down. You just look around it occasionally to look around and see, okay, what is that person doing? Can I trust them a little bit? Can I decide to move one brick way up here at the top and take that one off? I ain't breaking the whole wall down, but it's got to be piece by piece. And we have to get to the point. A lot of times we're taking the bricks down for anybody but us. And we have to start taking it down for us as well. So, hey, Kim, I see Kim's coming on as well. She's so far it's just yeah, I don't know if y'all chatted online. Oh yeah, we chatted because I saw we chatted today. We can talk about that as well if you want to, when we were talking about your move and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And I'm not you, Kim. I was talking to Sharissa there, but I'm telling
Oh,
Kim.
hi,
yeah, we
Sharissa.
What's going down, lady?
It's three of us on.
Yeah, we could talk about my move and stuff. Like, if you want to talk about it now or later, it doesn't
All right,
matter.
well, let me summarize as well just for this because I'm trying to keep the minutes going here. All right, so we just summarized on today. Javon's lesson was oh man, I done took the screen down. Hold on a second. Okay, talk to the pussy or the dick the right way. So we can cuss on here and things. And he just gave the analogy in terms of how Black people think and how we got on the momentum with the election. How when Duke was losing, he used sports analogy. And the analogy he used also, I don't know if either of you heard the lesson this morning when he talked about death. Did you hear it, Sharissa? I know Kim doesn't because she's not on Facebook. Did you hear the lesson today? Is it just froze? I see you, but you were froze there for a minute, Sharissa.
I'm here.
Okay, I was asking you if you heard the lesson today's Javon's lesson today.
Nah, I usually watch the lessons at the end of the day.
Okay, all right. Well,
I don't watch them in the beginning.
Okay, it's okay. But anyway, he gave a really good death analogy, so I don't, ain't no spoiler alert because it'll just help. But anyway,
No, go ahead and tell it because I'm gonna watch it anyway.
so the final one that he talked about, he kind of ended the lesson on this note, and he was talking about how he was talking to one of the students on the phone, and they had to pull the plug on her dad, and she was like, "Well, I'm kind of sad, but I'm not really because I've been in the classes." And he said that immediately he went, what's the opposite of the pink bubbles? So of course, when you
right,
especially of a parent, he just started thinking, she would be sad, she would be in mourning, she would have grief. And he went to the opposite of all of those. And he was just like, oh, they pulled him off. So that's now y'all gonna have, they pulled the plug on him. Well, now y'all gonna have the best relationship ever. And he said, a lot of times you're trying to keep people around who want to leave and they want to be in a different place. And now you can get to them and have access to them all the time, and they can also rejoin the ancestors so they can help you so much. And I love that analogy because that's how I think of it too. I call all of my past ancestors either ancestors or the grandmothers as well. So it's just like, I was really glad that he used that analogy for death, because in terms of even for counseling, I kind of always talk about that too, that a lot of times the people who have left, hopefully they are still with you. And even if you had a bad relationship, you can make them whatever you want them to be. According to the law of attraction, is whatever you want. So now if you really want to have that good relationship with them, you can create that good relationship with them. And it doesn't have to be like an imaginary friend. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. So that's the last thing I have to say on the review of Javon's class, unless you all have something to add. And I'm going to open up the chat box on this too, since I got more than just me. So. Okay. All right. I don't know if you all have room to see a chat box if y'all are looking on your phones, but I put a chat box up as well on the screen, since it's more than just me and you. So it's me, Rissa, and Kim are on the screen, and then I think that's Dina down there just watching. And she usually, if it is her, she usually talks to me in the box. So it may be her, it might just be somebody else who doesn't want to say who they are right now. So, all right. So the next thing, can you hear me, Kim?
I sure can. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add.
No, not really.
Okay.
I didn't really get the whole thing because for some reason my phone was acting up, but.
Okay. And I saw your suggestion about the free conference call. I already have that, and I have not used it before. But I'm going to try it. I'll give it a try, maybe with tomorrow's, and see how it goes. Because I just never have used it. I saw you drop off, Rissa. So I see you're back. But yeah, I'll try that in terms of having the conference call, if that would make it easier for people, even in terms of being able to call in and us being able to have them. I don't know whether it be on this screen or just on speaker. I'll figure it out, but we can do a test.
Speaker, but I know it'll keep you busy going from the screen to the speaker, but I think, people want to just call in and they can call in as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. See, that's the good thing when you have other people online with you. Okay, so right. The second thing, and so we're going to talk about, Charissa is going to share with us if she wants to, but the second thing that I started doing, 3 things that we do every day. So we do a review of the lesson, we do a co-creation together, and then we'll talk about a topic of the day, or we can talk about anything in general. So I had a topic of today, but we'll also add in Rissa's story of her move as well, if she's okay with that. But now this number 2 thing that we're moving on to is co-creating. So when I say co-creating, I just mean putting something in your boom boom room. That's how simple I'm keeping it. So what I did yesterday was, we know that Javon needs $21,000 to finish his school. So I was thinking, obviously, a lot of us, because we feel like he's helped us in some way, shape, or form, what would we do to be able to help him? I'm sure if we had the money, we would give him $21,000. So I was just like, well, why don't you do that? Why don't we put it in the boom boom room? And the thing about it is, a lot of times, right, like, I'll give him 21,000, but I have to have 21,000 myself. I ain't gonna just give somebody and I ain't got it. So I said, well, why don't you give yourself 21,000 and give him 21,000? So in other words, 42,000. So I just said yesterday, we were putting $42,000 in our boom boom room. 21,000 to give Javon 21,000, and why not give ourselves 21,000? Even if you got $1 million or $1 billion already in your boom boom room, now you're putting in $42,000 so that you can make sure you donate to Javon's school and whatever they're trying to do with the town and Turner's Church, or whatever you want to do with it in terms of donating in some way to Turner's Church.
Right.
So just in terms of thinking about it every single day, we know we did that co-creation, or I did it. And if you all want to join in and just think in your mind now that you're putting 42,000 in your boom boom rooms, you can do that. And then today, I didn't know what to think about, but I know I'm trying to go home to my niece's graduation in June. So I just was like, well, why don't I usually go home and I rent, just fly coach, and I rent a little mini car to take my, be with my family and take them around. And so I was like, well, why don't I manifest a first class ticket round trip and a first class, yeah, right, and a minivan rental, so that I'll be able to carry everybody in it. So I just did that, and what I'm doing in terms of me asking for co-creating. If you understand what I'm doing, and y'all can also help me to flesh it out, because I just wanted to start, and that's the way you kind of figure out things. But now what you all are doing is just kind of supporting me in my co-creation. So tomorrow, if you come with something, or even today, if you want to add something, then I can say, if let's use you as an example, Rissa, you're moving, so we can support you in that co-creation. So mine might be a first class ticket and a minivan rental. Yours might be for however much money you need for your move. And we put all of that in our separate boom boom rooms, even if we're just supporting. So every single day we're building up on whatever it is that we're doing in terms of just co-creating in our minds. And hopefully it does have some power behind it because we believe it. That's just my opinion. You all can tell me what you think. I'm sorry I went long on that.
No, it's no problem. I agree with that. What I like to do with my co-creation is that I like to, act it out, move it out. Like, so sometimes, like, I might be thinking about it and I just might, have to meditate, or I go dance fever on their ass, you know what I'm saying? Just like get a maniac, or just, something to get my mind hype about it, because, I think a lot of things is that we can get so like, oh yeah, I want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I learned is that, you can use excitement for anything to help you co-create.
Mm-hmm.
So I just try to use the excitement. Like, if I found an extra $1, I'm extra excited,
That's the thing. Whatever works.
Whatever.
I agree with that. Whatever works for you in terms of like getting yourself hyped for it. But at least I'll definitely put something on it, something that you can manifest and materialize. That's one of the reasons that I made sure that it is something. So everybody likes money. So I'm like, put some money on it. So those are the kind of things. And for me, a first class ticket and a minivan as well. So I put some emotion behind it and be dancing up later. I have my song, I said, which was Jasmine Sullivan's Masterpiece, that I listen to every day as well, in terms of just picking a song. And it's true, it's not a song about romance. It's not a song about, relationships. It's just her talking about, I'm a masterpiece. And I like that song. So I do that as well. Kim, did you want to add anything?
One of my songs that I've been back listening to is Go Pele, Closer to My Dreams. That's one of the songs that I've been listening to lately.
Oh, okay.
But
what's it?
Me and my best friend, we was talking yesterday evening, and we was co-creating and planning some things out. Like, we want to travel out the country, and then start from there, just traveling out the country once a year, because that's one thing that my grandmother, my stepmom does. Some of my family members, they travel outside the country. I travel to Canada and I travel to Bahamas. But I want to add some more places on my passport. So that's one thing I want to do as far as manifesting that aspect. And I want to manifest, I'm not going to tell you the book. I want to manifest that and getting my own. Just having my own business and going out and speaking, and because I am an encourager, I encourage people. That's just who I am. But I would like to do that, and not just say, like Sharissa was saying, not just be like, oh, I want to do that. No, that's my goal to do that.
Preparing is a big key to manifesting things, is that you have to prepare for it. You have to put in the footwork, because I was thinking, like, when I first heard him say that, like, it don't happen. And then something, a source told me, like, no, you have to prepare yourself ready. you have to put in the work to do it. You have to, I think that's probably one of the key things is that you have to prepare.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Even if it's start out mentally, sometimes you got to get your mind right, your mind ready to and then do the footwork. Because I know even on my health journey, it was like a mental thing for me to try to, not do so much meat, not, just to eat a little bit, better, which I've been seeing improvement. So my thing is just get my mind together, get my mind right and saying, okay, look, because I know when I am determined to do something, I do it. There is no saying no. I'm going to find some way to get it done.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well. And I agree with that in terms of foundation.
Everybody,
go ahead.
Everybody may need to prepare differently. Like for me, my preparedness may need to be staying consistent.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a good, I have a lot of resources to fall back and not to, when stuff get hard, not to really, really put my all into it sometimes. So my thing is that, preparing and all that and staying consistent is part of my preparedness.
Yeah. And I think that that's the thing too, in terms of now having this base, and the base of it is also the bears and the bubbles, just kind of understanding that, okay, if you think in any kind of negative thought about it, recognizing right away, okay, that's a pink bubble. What's the opposite or the green bubble of that? So that's a lot of it too. When you think in fear and stuff, like as Kim was saying, in terms of sometimes you need to kind of start. A lot of times I think one of the things is start small for some people, where you don't necessarily want to start. You just have to get to the point where you are believing. So, if you just fear, get to the point where you believe. It doesn't have to be the opposite of fear, which is faith. A lot of times, why don't you just start with, okay, this is actually something I can wrap my head around, believing that I can have it. So, just having some space as well.
Yeah, because sometimes I get that mode where I like backtrack. I'm like, I want to do something, and then I just like, you start thinking about the opposite. Like you said, the negative thoughts start coming in, and it starts to become overwhelming. And so I'm like, no, I need to start thinking a little bit more of myself, and a little bit, just realize that once I'm determined to get something, I have gotten it. So I need to go back to that. Just being determined, and like you said, being consistent and persistent with it, and not accepting those.
Yeah. I think, and also just kind of understanding that that's your new foundation, because this is where we are in terms of, and I say, I often have to say I'm not part of the whole church thing, but in terms of rebuilding a new foundation, a spiritual foundation, something that grounds us and roots us, because I think even just in terms of our origin as Black people, and in turn, we do have a spirituality, even if we don't want to deal with the white Christian, all of that stuff, which I know I don't want to deal with any of that. But, having a base, one of the things I just think comes natural for us is to have some sort of foundation. We need to be rooted in, we can take those roots with us wherever we go, but we usually do have to be rooted in feeling connected to something. And that's one of the reasons as well, in terms of getting your mind right and getting your emotions right, that you just are kind of having a base of something that you can latch on to that's going to help you. That's one of the things, again, with the bears and the bubbles, just having something new and something different that you can reach to, as well as meditating, because I'm a meditator, and all of those types of things, and affirmations, because I do affirmations as well, and those things that are going to help you to change.
I meditate too. Yeah, I meditate too. I don't think I can make it through the days without meditating.
So it's true. It's true. So that's what I have for the Crow Creating. So we're just accumulating on it. So I don't know if you shared anything specific with us, but Kim is saying she wants to. Kim said a couple of things, but we'll go with travel for today, and I'm about to do some traveling. So y'all can just support me in that, and we're also going to hopefully have some money at the end of all of this just keep accumulating it to donate to Javon School and give us some money as well. So those were my my co-creating things, or at least the way that I was thinking about it. So now we just kind of moving on to a topic for today. And Sharissa, you want to share? You want to start, and then if we have some more time, we'll go into something else. But we'll let you start with your.
Oh, okay. Well, what's going on with me is that I've been having a lot of contrast in my life. Like I lost my job, you know what I'm saying, and all this other things. So I have to make a move to St. Louis. It's like either go to St. Louis or be homeless. So instead of thinking negative about it, you know, I'm choose to think that this is going to be the best part of my life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I choose to feel like this is going to be great. But what's crazy is that 2 months ago, I met this great guy, but he's just minded. And you know what I'm saying? He nice, but you know, already, you know, he just got a lot of bullshit going on. So I already was gonna not, you know, kind of break up with him anyway. But this is a full reason why I have to, because I don't believe in having long distance relationships with somebody that's weak minded. So like I was gonna end things, but I didn't want to do it over the phone because I feel like I owe him more respect than that, than to talk over an issue that's so personal. So I was just gonna wait until the next time that we was gonna, you know, hang out to let him know, like face to face. And that makes me nervous because I don't like being confronted about anything. You know what I'm saying? Or like, you know what I'm saying, have to explain myself about anything. So I just feel like, you know, this is going to be a stepping point of me growing, because normally I just disappear and go ghost. But I'm going to actually, you know, be adult about the situation and let him know that's what's going on. And, you know, I feel like he deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, human beings do deserve that, because, you know, doing it over the phone or doing it text, I think that's so that's so childish to me. I mean, especially if you can see that person face to face to do it. And then it'll give you a peace of mind to say, you know, look, you know, at least we ended on good terms, and I can move on and he can move on.
Yeah. And I must be older for y'all. I know I'm older than both of y'all. And I'm probably just like, just call them on the phone and just say bye. I get it, y'all, you know, and that's, everybody's in a different place, you know, because I'm just like, look, if, you know, especially if I kind of have some feelings about, okay, you know, he's not this and he's not that, and I was already kind of at that place. One of the things, the older you get, certainly, at least for me, is just like, you know, one of the things you cannot get back is your time. So you don't want to waste.
Right. That's true.
Not worth your time in that sense. And you're not trying to hurt their feelings, but sometimes you also do not, you're not only doing you a favor, you're not only doing, you a favor, you're doing them a favor by just being honest and upfront from the very beginning. And you ain't got to go into all of this stuff and just be like, look, it's, you know, you can, if you want to do that. It's not me, it's me kind of stuff, but just be like, look, I don't really think this is working out. I don't mean to offend you, but, you know, I have some things, a lot of things going on right now, and I'm just going to, move in another direction and just leave it at that.
Right.
So,
I was going to keep it short and sweet. I didn't want to, like, you know what I'm saying, just straight go into details and emotions, because I don't like that shit. So this is the first time that I feel like that I was adult enough to be able to say something to somebody, because normally I just go ghost. Like, stop talking to them, change my number, you know what I'm saying, block them on Facebook. You know, the whole little scenario.
yeah. And long distance race, and Kim said that, I think, too, when she responded to you, she said long distance relationships are difficult enough. So yeah, if you're already dealing with somebody that you got a couple
That's
of
weak-minded. And I say that because, you know, I'm talking to somebody that's long distance, and it's hard. You know, he says it's hard. You know, we miss each other, we love each other, but the long distance is just, it's hard. You know, and you have to have somebody that's strong-minded and that's spiritual-minded enough that you all are on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
But if you're not on the same wavelength, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
It's not going to work.
because I was trying to introduce him to the whole Javon thing, and you know what I'm saying, the Bears and Nobles. So he wasn't getting it like that, and so we kind of talk about it on a level, but he don't get it because he hasn't went through a point in his life that he needed.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like that brought me to Javon, is that I needed it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he feels like he don't need it. So it's not, you know what I'm saying, important enough to him. So that's cool. And on that level was making me kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of like weighing between, okay, if this something that I want to do or not. But thing just to, just to go ahead and just be honest and, keep it short and simple, straight to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because I have 2 months until I leave, but I was going to tell him this Friday, like, I don't want to be bogus and wait until the day of me leaving, then saying something. I feel like that's scammy as hell because, I'm holding something from him, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just being honest to the truth. Once I made my decision, I just made it, yesterday. So I made my decision. So I feel like, I owe him to, go ahead and let him know. Like, all I owe him is an explanation, And I kind of figure I know what he gonna say anyway, but I feel like, I want to just go ahead and do that because I need to. You get what I'm saying? Like, I need to give him the explanation as much as he needed.
Yeah.
It's to give you a peace of mind. It's so that you have a peace of mind. So when you leave, you could just leave that behind. Like, look, now I can move on.
Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. And I think kind of one of the things for me, at least, and what I hear you saying and a lot of times is ultimately is how you feel like you need to handle it for you. So that's the
right.
Because a lot of times you can't even control what the other person is going to say or do anything. A lot of times we try to kind of anticipate, like we're psychic. We might want to get to that point. That's hopefully part of when getting our minds right is we get, we get to the point, but we want to use it we don't need to use it to be for little minor things. But one of the things about it is just kind of understanding where you need to go for yourself, because you are the only person that you can control is you, and what you're going to think and what you're going to feel about a situation and what you need. And I think one of the other things when I was listening to you, Rissa, is that everybody is not going to get this. This isn't for everybody. When the church folks used to say what God has for you is for you. So I think it's also sometimes in terms of, and until I find other analogies, sometimes the church things come in handy for those things. But I think that a lot of times, if it's people that we love and that we really want to rock with and work with on stuff, those are the people that even if they don't get it, we know if we kind of, like you said, if you align with somebody, if you blue dot align, if it's somebody that you can go, this person I can still take with me on this journey, and we're going to still be able to rock because we have an understanding on this same level, and we're not here and here like that, and we're not crossing paths, but that we actually are the same people moving in the same direction, two wholes to coming together, not one half a person and not one half a person becoming a whole, but one whole person and another whole person becoming a better whole together. The types of, you know that when you get with those types of people too. That's another reason I said about time. Well, you don't want to waste your time so that you holding yourself from the person that you really meant to be with, or that you really meant to find, or whatever the case may be. Or maybe when he's ready, he'll catch up to you, but you never want to go backwards back to them. So
I totally get that, because I waited so long to have kids. Like, I could have had kids like a lot of my friends in their early 20s, and I waited until now because I want something and I want to raise my kids a certain way. So choice not to stand found by somebody else that I don't want to be with, because it's always been nigga off. Like, all right, nigga, you don't want to do right, peace out. Because I always had a goal in mind, that my mama and my grandma really instilled that into me. And I feel like when girls go and really truly have a goal at their heart, only a man can come into that and but he from that. So any man that ever tried to take away, always left him behind. So
Yeah. And that's
yeah,
the
I had a lot of strong women in my life.
thing. Kim, were you going to say something?
No, I see where she's coming from, just, I just see where she's coming from.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and I think so too. I think ultimately, and like I keep saying, it's going to kind of come down to you. And this is the thing now that you're getting some clarity. And then hopefully that's one of the things and some, some better understanding of yourself. These are the things that are kind of coming from the bears and the bubbles. And I see that in people's comments that, they're getting a much more, being more clear about what they want and also just understanding yourself more. One of the things I used to do for my family is when I read a good book and you're on this self-help thing and all this other stuff, or you hear something and you send it to them and they don't have the same reaction. I mean, that's not just me, that happens to everybody, but because you really want them to get it, you're like, girl, you got to hear it, you got to get it. And they not going to get it the same way you getting it. You feeling it and you figuring
Exactly.
you want, and they're not gonna feel it. And that's gonna be the same thing. You get excited about a person. You're like, oh, I really thought I liked you because you really, because they ain't gonna feel Javon the way you feel it. That don't necessarily mean that you got to kick them to the curb, but you do want to see as you starting to elevate and go higher, is this somebody you can elevate and go higher with? It doesn't necessarily got to be that they understand the Javon stuff, but are they somebody who's in that kind of mindset where they can continue to be going higher and higher in themselves? And if they're not, then you just kick rocks.
Yeah, that's true.
It is so true.
Yeah. So, all right. That's I don't know. Is that it? Did you have more to say on that, Rissa?
No, it's real short and simple. I already made my mind up on the situation because I got to do what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, I can go live with him or some shit. Like it's not. So I got to do what's best for me. I'm not about to be homeless.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And that's one of the things too, when we when you were talking and you shared it online and stuff, and I was, and I'm glad that that you're definitely on here today. I'm very glad. And I was just like, yeah, see, this is how the one thing I like about Turner's Church is that kind of vibe where you ain't got to feel like, you seeing people getting online and they getting all mean and nasty with each other because they don't agree and all of those types of things. But that we have a genuine conversation, and it's not going to go to this crazy Facebook pace where people start doing all kinds of crazy stuff and saying all kinds of crazy stuff. And so I really liked, really liked that too as well. And then when I saw you come on, I was like, oh, she's on. Good. I'm glad. So, thank you for that as well. Being able to kind of come on here and share and talk, and that, it's not some kind of crazy people on some sort of crazy thing that they want to have some sort of confrontation.
No, I open book because I always really care what people think because it's just how it was. But I feel like this gave me the confidence from within to really, you know what I'm saying? Because I always was able to shut other people's voices out. It was hard to shut out my own negative in my head. Mm-hmm. So I think this is what really helped that.
Yeah.
I just think like, I've been saying it all day ever since I made the decision. I'm just so excited to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. Like I even like I've changed. Like I even don't get on Facebook as much. Like I used to be a person that get on Facebook all day, and then I find myself weaning myself off of it. Like I might get on to talk to cousins, but other than that, like I'm good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kim can speak to that because she's off totally.
Yeah, I got off. My birthday was February the 6th. So Javon was talking about he was going to get off February 3rd. But I understand why he has to stay on because he's building his brand. He's building his empire. I understand that. But when I completely got off of Facebook, I was just like, I gotta see everybody's drama, everybody's mess. I can deal with what I got going on, me and my daughter, and I can work on me. And it's been such a relief. I'm like, if you call me, you call me. If you contact me, you contact me. If you don't, then that's fine. I'm good. So I'm in a better place because I don't have to deal with that nonsense. And when people get mad at you, they going off on you because you have an opinion or you think differently from them. I don't have to deal with that. And it's just refreshing to get on Bubbles and the Bears. And like we talk about co-creating, like one of the gentlemen put on there, like, well, what if we do an IPO? I was just like, Marcus Garvey did it and he had his shares. I'm like, so we're trying to build and help each other out, not just help out Javon and Christina and the co-founders, but we're like, okay, how can we do this to benefit everybody? And that's what I want to, that's where my whole mentality was. And this is, like I said, it's helping me because now I can actually talk to somebody and be like, okay, look, they're on the same, like I said, the same wavelength that I'm on.
Yeah, and it really, really is helpful in the sense that sometimes just, being able to talk to somebody and, and when you're talking about the Bears and the Bubbles and you be like, okay, people that understand. And it really can just secure the rest of your day or the rest of your evening when you're like, all right, I got to speak to somebody who understands where I'm coming from with this thing and that I'm changing and that I'm growing and that I'm making these changes. Where sometimes when you start doing that, and especially with your family and people you love, they're just not on that page right now. I was talking about my niece is graduating in June and she's my sister's sending prom dresses and I'm getting emotional. I was there when my niece was born and now she's about to graduate. From high school, and but my sister's, at the same time she's sending me these pictures, she's also mad at my mom and my other sister because she's like, oh, they being negative. That's why I can't stand being around the, I can't be around the family. Those types of things happen as well. And then, immediately for me, because I'm in a different place where it's the old me might have been like, yeah, I gotta call them and tell them don't do that, and all that. I'm not doing none of that now. Let me call, let me speak to my niece who was calling me as I was starting this call. And I was just like, let me encourage her. I'm going call and do the things that will be positive in this situation and not get into the whole negative. Whoever's mad and whoever's saying the wrong thing, where can I send and spread my love? And that's kind of how I want to approach it. And part of that, I was already doing this law of attraction thing, but I think also just having a whole different way of approaching even whatever the immediate emotion was, the pink bubble was the negative emotion,
right?
Which, like, why they doing that? Why they starting some nonsense? And being able to jump on the green bubble for me in this case, which was support my niece, so.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what really started me to get off of Facebook, because I noticed that I started to a lot of contrast was coming my way. Like people on Facebook, like I had made a status that wasn't even like directed towards nobody, but I was talking to, and then I got the gay police sent on me. Then then I had wrote a comment under my cousin thing. Now my cousin that I don't really talk to like that, I really don't fuck with, now they want to say something. Now I'm getting into it with like 3 or 4 people because that's what they do. They like to stir up stuff like that. So I started hitting the block button. My block button has got so damn tired. Like lately, it's crazy.
I got tired because I got sick of the church folks and even pastors coming at me for making certain comments, So, and I saw the funniness, and I was like, look, I even put my number up on there. I said, if you got anything to say to me, because I'm an open book too. If you got anything to say to me, please be man or woman enough. Here's my number. Call me on the phone. Do you think they called me? No. I'm just like, y'all are so childish. I'm like, but y'all supposed to be pastors. Y'all supposed to be church folks. I ain't got nothing to say to you all anymore. I don't have any respect for you because you on Facebook, clowning. And it was almost like you starting to see their true colors come out. So I was just getting frustrated all the way around. I said, you know what? Fuck the bullshit. Excuse me, but fuck the bullshit. I'm going to start focusing on Kim and
Just put your
fuck all these
shit
other
meter on
people.
1000.
fuck all these other people and what they gotta say, because they ain't even thinking about, they ain't even looking at my heart and what I'm really trying to say.
Mhm.
And I'm like, this is why I am turned off from the church, because of you all, because of your attitudes, because of your actions.
Mhm.
And this is why I can't stand the church. This is why. If you feel some type of way behind it, well, then maybe you need some growing. Maybe you need to look at yourself and find out, okay, well, why do I feel like she's speaking to me?
Mhm.
So I
Yeah, I
just
say it
had to
all the
get
time.
off.
I say it all the time. If that shoe fit, then wear it.
Mhm.
If I was, I tag you. If I'm just speaking directly
Oh my
to you.
goodness. I told him too, I said, I was getting to the point, I said, say one more thing, I'm going to tag you. I said, so if you a pastor of a nice church or whatever, I think you need to back off and you need to take care of your own household instead of coming at me on Facebook. So it's best that you get quiet. And my cousin, she said, Kim, you just going off. I said, because I'm sick of these people. I'm really tired of them. She said, but don't waste your time. I said, what he need to do is go focus on his wife and go focus on his kids. And do you know he left me alone after that? I
Yeah.
said, yeah, I know you seen that post after I, said that. So I was
Yeah,
just
as soon
like,
as you
I'm
get
done with y'all
personal, they
Facebook
want to back
people.
off. As soon as you get personal, they want to back off. See, I don't like that. If you gonna come with, see, I like Javon when he said his
You're breaking up a little bit, Sharice. Sarissa, I'm not saying Sharice.
Hello, you hear me now?
No, I said you were breaking up a little bit. We trying to hear you and you not coming through.
Oh, okay. My favorite bubble is being petty.
Say it's vanity.
Pettiness, being petty.
Everybody breaking up, y'all.
Oh, did you hear me, Veronica?
I didn't hear her, Sharissa.
She said being petty is her.
Petty. Okay.
Yeah, some people can take me there, but I try my best not to go there. But because I keep telling them, like, look, when I was in high school or when I was back in the day, even with my family, when we get together, I would clown you like I would clown you. So I try not to go there because if I clown, I might hurt your feelings.
Mhm.
So I found myself getting to that point, and I was just like, Kim, you got to get off. This is not good for your spirit. They're being toxic.
Mhm.
So it's best that you get off of Facebook and just concentrate on you. So I just disappeared. I'm like, if you know how to contact me, contact me. But I feel like when people like that, they're miserable.
Mhm.
When people come at you like that, or when people don't know how to deal with you on an adult level, where they don't know how to deal with you on a certain wavelength, they have some growing up to do.
Yeah.
I think in terms of it being about the law of attraction kind of situation, and we talk about vibration because there's certain things, and we haven't gotten into it, and Javon keeps talking about the master's class, but a lot of it, law of vibration is actually there is a law of vibration, and then there's a law of attraction, and then there's some other things that you can get into it with it. But some of the things that really come out of that is the energy. And he's talked about frequency as well, but also the energy of that. And you can see that on Facebook where when certain things gain momentum, and it's really just, and it feels like that. You almost can feel that there's a powerful energy of negativity.
Yes.
And
Yes.
drama that everybody is getting into, and it's so easy for everybody to latch onto it. It literally is like a metal and then a magnet, and you can latch onto it from that point. It's strange, but it's also what happens is like that type of energy, and it just draws you in, and everybody gets kind of sucked into it. And that's the thing about it too, is that it's a trick. And it's, you know, and you really have to watch out for it if it is something that you don't want to be a part of, that you don't want that kind of energy to you know, to be latched on and attached to you. So that's one of the good things too, when you're able to get off of Facebook as well.
Yeah. I like I said, I see my change in my life is I'm, you know, a whole lot calm. I'm focused on getting myself and my life together. And so that's, like I said, the last couple of days, it's been about getting Kim together. It's not about anybody else.
Yeah.
So that's why I am with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing in terms of just, you know, and really just recognizing that. And one of the things I did get to a point when I did have to have Facebook up there where I was just having the animal, you know, following the little, the cats and the puppies. You know, you try not to even get into the drama. If you see somebody going back and forth, you know, you put your negative, you put don't send me the notifications for this time. You know, when people are responding back and forth, you have to click off the don't respond and those types of things. And yeah, in general, just kind of keep yourself off of it. And you know, don't get on Facebook or get off of Facebook totally. You know, because I do it for some of the business stuff. That's the only reason I kind of sort of still have it up there. But yeah, I don't get into the back and forth of the drama or any of that.
I quit. But what I started to do was the people that was doing that, I started either unfriending them, blocking them, or just I was just like, no, I'm not going to deal with you. If you're going to still keep acting like this, no, you're not going to flood my timeline, and I'm not going to be drawn into your messiness.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I totally feel you on that, because I had 300 and some friends, and I only got like 100 and something so far right now.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, where we get into this whole, you know, get into getting a whole lot of people up there, people that we don't really even know, you know, even, just happen to have a whole lot of friends on our list and stuff like that. Whereas a lot of times these are not even people that are meaningful to you. I understand that it's just something that we tend to do, but a lot of times you don't even need all of those. Most of I do have my family Facebook, and then this one I have like 50 people on there in terms of friending people. And now I just haven't even been friending anybody back when they send me friend requests, you know, because I'm just like, I'm really not on here. So I'm not trying to make up an excuse or say I don't, want you to be friends. But I'm just not on there like that. So I don't friend anybody on Facebook.
Point two of not friending people.
I go with the rule, if I don't know you personally, I don't friend you on Facebook. Like if I haven't met you personally, I just don't.
Yeah. All right. See this. Okay. Well, I think that was it. I was going to go with another topic, but since we kind of got into that a little bit in terms of talking a little bit about Facebook, talking a little bit about relationships, then I guess that was good for us in terms of topics. Unless you all have something to add or more to say.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we got Turner's Church. We got another option to go to besides looking at that.
Yeah. And
I really just can't wait until you can start uploading videos.
Yeah. We got to get to that point. That's why one of the things in terms of using this, to be able to use it and be able to leave it up for now. But eventually, hopefully, Turner's Church is going to get there as well. And we'll be supporting them as well and putting the videos. But one of the things, I saw somebody say that for you, Teresa, is that you can record your video on your channel and then put it on Turner's Church if you want to do that as well.
See, that's what I was doing. I was recording it on Facebook because, I got the pot lovers thing, and I was recording it on. I recorded it 2 times and tried to upload it to YouTube. Like the 2 times I redid the video. So I think I'm gonna learn how to do this Google Hangout, and I'm gonna do the same thing for my ask me questions on cannabis education from my point of view and my experience.
Yeah, and then this is obviously you're not editing. That's the only difference with this, is that you're not going to do a whole lot of editing with it. So yeah, You can go for as long as you want. They said up to 8 hours, which I wouldn't do it for 8 hours, but you can go if you want and be able to put it up online right away. So
Yeah, I think I'm
Right.
gonna figure out how to use it.
Yeah, and I just been putting once after the class is over, I just been making the little updates or the corrections to the title. I was able to do it before class because I saw Javon had put up the title of today's lesson, so I was able to do it before class. But that's all I do on this now is just clean it up a little bit, and then just put it up online. The ones that I'm going to do for the mental health group, those are the things might be a little bit. It'll be shorter videos, but same thing in terms of it'll be a little bit more edited out, or if I'm including something. But it's really a good vehicle for now until we can get Turner's Church is full throttle. But the biggest and the most important thing is to support Turner's Church and keep it going, because it's for us, by us, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, I be trying to get people to join this stuff and call Turner's Church. And I'd be like, just go on there and check it out, like, and see it's all about. But you know how niggas is.
Yeah. Nat Turner. I say it's not church. Think of Nat Turner when but Javon said that he said church because he was trying to draw in the church people. So I'm like, okay. So
no, I get why he say church, because church is a community for Black people, and that's the first, meeting place that we always had was church.
Exactly. That's all we
Always
could be
our
at.
sanctuary in that way.
Yeah, it's true. So, all right, you guys, I guess we are done for today.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, though. I really, really appreciate this, and I will be here again tomorrow, continuing on. So if you all want to bring something specific to talk about, we can do this again, or I certainly will be sticking to the little schedule I made. But whatever y'all want to talk about, I'm here, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right. Have a great evening, everyone.
All right, bye-bye.
All right,
Bye-bye.
you have a good evening. Y'all ladies be blessed and keep y'all vibrations up.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.